and welcome to Help My Daughter Loves Horses. I'm Allie, and today I'm going to talk about what my top 5 traits are that I look for in a horse for a beginning rider. This is a question that I get asked very often, so I wanted to just lay it out plain and simple. So, the first most important trait is the attitude of the horse. A horse that's excitable, that gets frustrated easily, is not going to be a good fit for a beginning rider. You want a horse who's easy, who is calm, who is polite and patient. And those traits will go a very long way into making a horse a very good match for a beginning rider. The second most important trait, and this is very closely tied with attitude for importance, is experience. The last thing you want to do is put a beginning rider with a green or untrained horse. And this is because when you match no experience with no experience, nobody knows what to do correctly, and everyone just gets frustrated. A beginning horse needs a rider who's going to be consistent in doing the same thing, and you cannot expect a beginning rider to be able to offer that. On the other hand, if you have an experienced horse with a beginning rider, the horse may actually help teach the rider the correct way to do things, and be patient when the rider does things incorrectly. Also, you want to make sure that the horse has experience in the kind of riding that the rider wishes to do. So if a beginning rider wants to learn to do English riding, the horse should have experience in doing English riding. The third trait is age. And oftentimes this is taken for granted because in order to find a horse who is experienced and calm, often they need to be well into their middle ages. I like horses around the age of about 15 for a beginner. Obviously, there are many exceptions to this. I've met 6-year-old horses who have been well trained and are just calm as a rock, and so there's always going to be exceptions. But for the most part, you want to look for sort of a middle-aged horse for a beginning rider. Fourth is fit, and this means both fit in terms of personality and fit in terms of size. You want the horse's personality to work with the rider because the rider needs to enjoy being around the horse and the horse needs to enjoy being around the rider. You also want the horse to fit the rider physically, so you need the right size horse. And on my blog I talk about some examples of what might be good physical fits. Lastly is soundness, and I put this at the bottom of the list because actually you need the horse to be sound enough to ride, but for a beginner, a horse who might not be quite fit enough to compete at the top of his game anymore, but still fit enough to ride, might be the perfect horse for a beginner. If a horse might have a little bit of arthritis in some of his joints and not be able to jump as high, that might be absolutely fine. And the other thing to think about is if you find a horse who has maybe some minor health problems that keep him from being able to be quite as competitive as he used to be, he will be less expensive to buy, and you will still get everything that you need in a beginning horse. So, just to recap, easygoing attitude and experience are probably the most important traits in a beginning rider's horse. So, you'll notice that while I asked the question, what are we looking for in a good horse for a beginner, I did not include things like breed. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what kind of horse it is, as long as he has the traits that are needed to take care of a beginner rider. Thanks so much for watching, and happy trails! Remember that this video is just an intro. The blog's got many more details. Check out the link below. Thanks for watching this video. Help My Daughter Loves Horses. Check out our website for more.